Well, here's the update on the farm so far. We're going to try to dig a pond and build a pad, but let's see what we got there. That's a track hoe, sunk worse than before. Now before, it was sunk right behind where that mat is on the back side of that little hump. So he's about 20 foot away. Genius. Anyway, sucks, but for right now, we're trying to get some structure out there. They got another little mini X on the way in to dig it out. And I'm standing right beside a winch truck that once we get dug out around the tracks, we'll pull it out. But right now, we're stuck in the mud. I've got a water pump over here. I'm going to get rigged up and start pumping out some of these ditches to try to get some relief so this what can drain will drain off the property. So anyway, they're working on staging it up now, and we'll see how it goes. I didn't get y'all any footage last time this happened, so here you go. Here's your video footage, action shot, whatever you want to call it, of them digging out. The tracks underneath that hoe are facing not quite the same direction as the hoe. So he's digging out what he can in front and around the tracks. And we'll do just like we did before. We'll dig everything out of the way, and then we'll either hook buckets or we'll get a cable on it with a tow truck and try to pull it out. But right now it's eerily familiar to last time. So here we are on the receiving end of the water pump. See, we're just looking all out through the trees here. This is on the northeast corner of the property. Just kind of dead space, you know, that's going to be all remain trees for the rest of the life of the property, plan anyway. So we're just pumping all that excess over into here for right now, just trying to get it outside the berm. And ideally, it's not going to find its way all the way out, back and around. I don't think it will, not this fast anyway. So it's slow going, it's just a little 2-inch pump, but it's definitely, you can start to see the fluid level coming down in the ditch just a little bit. It'll take a while before we'll really start to see gains on the ditch though, just because on the opposite end of the ditch, back there on the far corner of the property, or far corner of the clearing, that ditch is exposed to a lot of water that's sitting back in the trees. That water's only an inch or two deep, but all that surface area has to flow into the ditch before we'll really start to see the ditch level come down really fast. So anyway, pump's just running. I'm not shutting it off unless I have to refuel it. And they're still working on digging out the excavator right now. They've got to where they've dug out the front. The eye to hook a cable to is exposed. So now the guys with the winch truck are running their winch line back there, and we'll hook on and start tugging. Pulling out, pulling out. I lose a mat along the way. This is exactly what we need. Slow, steady. It's kind of interesting to see how they did it. He put his hoe buried the head of it in the ground. Instead of trying to hook up buckets like they did before, he just buried the head of his hoe in the ground. And then this guy's reaching out and grabbing onto his hoe head and pulling out. They're definitely making progress because they still see the tracks now. Here's to giving up yet again. Breaks my heart to say it. I'll have to walk over here in a minute and show you what we managed to do with the hoe once we got it unstuck. I've got him doing some work right now. I suppose you can see him running over there in the driveway. He's going to go ahead and clear the easement beside the driveway just so we get some use out of the thing. Otherwise, we'd pay a whole day to get it out here just to get it stuck. I don't want that. So he's working on that, and I'm going to have the dozer operator start working on patching up the driveway a little bit, and then tomorrow we're going to start hauling in dirt. Yeah, it's the stupidest dang thing in my mind to have to pay to get dirt hauled in when I got 22 acres of all the dirt I could ever want and I just can't get to it. So we're going to start hauling dirt just to build up a little bit of road. I don't know, maybe it's a matter of pride just so I can say I did something. But what I wanted to show y'all back here was water flowing, which means this is basically the start of my little ditch right here. And the ditch runs all the way on around. So we're making some headway. The fluid level in the ditch is coming down. I can actually see further on around in the ditch. I can see little bits of debris that are in the ditch that are all floating towards the trash pump. So it's starting to really make some progress on at least pumping the ditch out. Now, it's not going to do a whole lot for all the rest of this. I guess for this I just need a miracle. I don't know. But let me walk over here and show you what we managed to kind of undo with the track hoe. So here we are standing up on top of the little mountain for what it's worth, and what we tried to do after we got the hoe unstuck, there's where it was stuck, deeper than before. There's where it got stuck before. Hey guys, I don't know, what do you think? Really close, morons. Anyway, what we tried to do is we tried to reach over here onto this brush pile and start dragging slash over. built this little log road, and we got about 10 foot and ran out of material that we could reach to build any further. So that ended that. We came in over here once we were sitting out there on a log road, and we tried to dig a pit to get material, hoping we'd get down below mud and get into actually some decently dry clay. And we exposed the dry clay. You can see it. Well, I'm sure it all looks wet to y'all, but starting about there, that was a big old chunk of clay that just fell in from somewhere. Starting about there, about 3 foot down, it really was a lot drier, but because there was so much water running in the hole while we were working, we couldn't ever get a good bite of anything real dry. So now we've got a really deep hole we'll have to fill in eventually, and you know, God forbid a pig or a deer or something falls in here in the mid-time, but I can't do nothing else with it. So anyway, that's where we stand now. So we stopped trying to make forward progress on the pond again, and I think we're going to be hauling in dirt. And let me walk you over here and show you what I got them doing now. So we went ahead and tore this down, the easement, 10 to 15 feet beside the driveway. Figured I'd go ahead and have them do that while I got the hoe here with the thumb. And now he's coming back and forth, picking up all the strap and hauling it all back here. We'll pile it back here just to get this kind of opened up and cleaned up. And that way that part at least is done. Doesn't really make us any progress on the homestead or the side of the pond, but it gets some value out of the tractor. I think this counts as insult to injury. I would say it does, but I called the guy and he said he was going to replace it. So we'll see. But gaping hole on the side of my gas can on that side, and hey, one on this side too. So I get out here today, and we'll talk about part 2 of the video. Get out here today, and the other contractor goes, yeah man, I had the water pump going and ran out of gas. That gas can's got a hole in it. I thought, oh shoot, you know, it slid around the back of the truck, got a pinhole in it, leaked out overnight. I was like, oh okay. Walked over and looked at it. I said, oh no, that ain't no pinhole. So yeah, we had the bucket, we had the jug put in the bucket of the track hoe overnight just in case some junkie came walking in here trying to look for something to steal. And operator crawled in there this morning and forgot about it and went to pick up the bucket and dumped the jug right out against the thumb, poked a hole in it. So ruined the jug and dumped out about 4 gallons of gasoline. Thanks a lot. But like I said, if he replaces it, no hard feelings. That's just the way it goes. But we ended the day, like I showed y'all, they finished tearing this down, although they didn't finish clearing it up. And I decided the heck with it, release the track hoe. So they came, this is day 2. They came this morning and picked up the track hoe, picked up all their dozer, and I've got some different guys in here working, and we're buying dirt. So you'll see that in part 2.